think AI can solve everything? Think again. We're about to debunk some myths. Hey, it's Jacob. Welcome to this new video. Today I want to talk about AI and how it works in terms of like what you can build things with and whether or not you should use AI or you should get into AI, and what are the myths that where AI is not able to do those things right now, and there's very simple stuff that it's not able to do today, right? So let me talk a little bit about like prompt engineering, right? That's what like if you believe in AI, a lot of people think that maybe all it takes right now is crafting a prompt here. A prompt, if you don't know, is what you're gonna send to an AI, right? Then you send it to an AI, like you ask something basically, and then it's going to give you like an output here. And then if you have the best prompt here, then you're going to be able to do everything, right? That's kind of like what people are talking about here. And by the way, like I've worked with like a lot of clients as a prompt engineer for the past 2 years, so I know what prompt engineer is, right? And I know also what it's not, and that is not necessarily what it is here. Because prompt engineering is not about crafting prompt. I'm sorry, like people think that that's what it is, but the truth is maybe it will be in like a few years. That's not how it is today, and there are a very simple reason for it. Like an AI cannot do things that you can do today. For example, let me clear that up, and let's talk. Let's say like you're on your computer. Like this is a very simple thing, right? You have like a folder here, let's call it folder 1, and then you have folder 2 here. Folder 2, you have, let's say, a file, whatever the file might be, so a doc file, for example, and you want the AI to move that file here, right? Well, let me explain to you something. Like there is no prompt. Let's say that's a prompt. There is no amount of work that you can do to craft a prompt that will do that. That's just not something that it can do, right? That's just not possible. That's never going to be able to do that right at this time. And what is the reason? Because an AI is not able today to interact with things. It's very simple, right? Like here, an AI today, it can only generate basically text, right? And so then some people, like, let me clarify, because some people might say, well, yeah, no, you can definitely add like the ability to the AI to do those types of things, right? Like you can like give it the ability to move things around, sure, and that's 100% the case. But the problem is, if you're gonna do that, then you're gonna add some code to it, right? That's what I want to talk about in this video. That's the dream of like people saying like it can do everything. It can do everything provided that you add the ability for it to do those things. And that's what prompt engineering is. That is about like doing the things that are around crafting the prompt. Crafting the prompt, I would argue, a prompt engineer doesn't necessarily craft the prompt. That's because that's not what he would be the best at. Think about it. If you are, let's say, you want to create an AI for you, like, and you are hiring a prompt engineer to do an AI that is going to talk with your own tone and your own style. Well, do you think that the prompt engineer is going to come up with the perfect prompt to mimic your own style? That doesn't make sense, right? Because the prompt engineer doesn't know what your style is. It doesn't know how you would like the AI to sound like. That would make more sense for you as a subject matter expert to craft the prompt and keep iterating on the prompt based on the output. Or like work with the prompt engineer to basically tweak the prompt. But that's not the prompt engineering job to craft the prompt. And basically, like that's how I work with my clients most of the time. And that is crucial to understand, because what do I do then? And what I do is doing the code here. And the code is, well, guess what? Like that's a programming language, a basic old school programming language. That could be Python, that could be anything that you want, right? Python is just the easiest one. But like there are tons of programming language, obviously, right? Of programming languages. So that's what I'm talking about here. You need to add the code to make this better and to make it interact with the real world. That's just a basic example of something that cannot be done today with just an AI, but there are tons of things because on top of all of that, AIs are not that powerful. And like they're probably not going to be in the real world, I mean. And let me explain why also. Because an AI, guess what? An AI is not free today, right? Maybe that will change, but probably not, right? The more powerful it is, the more expensive it gets. And it's based on like the number of words that you're putting in and basically the input size, the output size, like how many words the AI is going to output. And so basically like in the real world, people are more interested in using AIs that are cheap. So by definition, if they are cheaper, they are less powerful. Like, today, that's how it works. So because they are not that powerful, then you need to combine those AIs in order to come up with something that will have like a good, that will have a good output. Otherwise, it's just not going to be good enough, right? So that's one of the reason again. And now let me give you another point here. There are things that just don't make sense. Even if the AI can do this, it just doesn't make sense to ask an AI to do, right? I'm gonna give you a simple example. Like, let's say you have a list of numbers: 1, 3, 2, 5, and 4. Okay, that's a list of numbers. Now, let me ask you, like, do you think that's a good idea to ask an AI to put them from like smallest to largest? So basically do that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think that would be because if you're gonna work with like creating tools and creating like products based on AI, those are the type of things that you're gonna end up having to do. And if you ask an AI to do that, maybe it's gonna be reliable. I'm not saying it's not gonna be, but think about it, like you're gonna have to pay for this, the input, and pay for this, the output, for the AI to do that. And guess what? Maybe it's reliable, maybe it's not. Who knows? Who knows really? Like, I have no idea. It's possible, but that if you take an AI that is cheap enough, it's not even reliable. And also, depending on the size of this, here there is just 5 numbers, but like if you have 10,000s, 10,000 is probably not going to be that reliable. And so guess what? Well, old school code is going to outperform the AI. Again, like old school, like Python. It's going to do a better job, be more reliable at doing this. And guess what? It's free. So again, like if you think that AI is everything right now, that's not the case today. Maybe in the future, sure, maybe all of those will be solved. But like at the time, if you don't understand that, then you're not going to be competitive. You're just not, because you're going to pay too much for something that is not as reliable as it could be. So it's very simple to understand. I just showed you like the extremely simple examples to show what I'm trying to illustrate here. But like obviously when you get into like actually doing it, you see tons and tons and tons of cases where that type of problems happen. And that's the job of someone that is working with an AI. So a prompt engineer or an AI engineer, whatever it is, So that's it for this video. That's all I wanted to say. And thank you for watching. If you want to be part of my contacts, click on the link in the description. And if I want to share something with you, I'll send you an email. See you in the next video.